PagePedia, the global data system of information. It is with the utmost humility and sincerity that we present to you as a living testament and recollection of history in the making in our generation.
We are heroes of our nation. We are heroes of our land. PagePedia, celebrations of champions.
Of course, my name is Sacha. I was born in France. I am French and Canadian. I grew up when I was very small. I spent a few years in Canada, but mainly grew up in France. I was born on July 9, 1980. I studied business, and after my business school, I decided I wanted to learn everything about finance and accounting. So I joined a company called Arthur Andersen, a very famous American firm which happened to disappear in 2002, and taught me a great lesson that even a great empire can be fragile. I then decided to join with former people from Andersen my first very entrepreneurial venture, which was a consulting firm, a boutique, merger and acquisition type of advisory firm. And after 5 years, I decided I did not want to become a chief financial officer or someone working only in finance. So I decided to join McKinsey, the consulting firm, where I spent 5 years in France and in the US advising mainly retail and consumer good companies. And I learned a lot about what big companies face as challenges, issues, and opportunities. It taught me a lot about organizations and about management. At this point in time, I was 32 years old, and came this amazing opportunity to make a difference in Africa. I had visited Africa a number of times for work and for holiday. I had been to Ivory Coast, to Egypt, to Morocco, to South Africa. And there was this idea about e-commerce in Africa. And for me, when I thought about it, it was an amazing opportunity. It was something which was obvious. And there was this very special thing when, you know, the right ambition, the right idea, the right talent, the right money, everything comes into place. And I decided to jump and started the company together with Jeremy, my co-founder, and that's when we started JUMIA almost now 5 years ago. JUMIA is a platform which enables people and businesses to connect and transact. It's very simple. In Africa, you have thousands of businesses, hundreds of thousands of businesses in hotels, restaurants, sellers, real estate agents, car dealers, etc., etc. Lots of businesses, lots of SMEs. And those people, those businesses, they're doing business with individuals, and internet is providing an opportunity for those guys to connect and transact in a new way, in a more convenient way, and in a better way. And that's where JUMIA comes into place. We create mobile platforms, we create internet-based platforms, which helps those people to connect and transact together. And that's why we wake up every morning, is to make sure that those businesses and those people can connect and transact and connect and transact. That's what JUMIA is. JUMIA is present in now more than 20 countries in Africa and serving people across the continent. I'm very proud of the JUMIA story. So JUMIA, did not exist 5 years ago, and today employs more than 3,000 people across the continent. Those are direct job creations which did not exist. Across multiple sectors, from sales to marketing to technology to customer service, logistics, general management, finance. So it has had so far a great impact, and I want to believe that it's only the beginning. I think it's also enabling a lot of new entrepreneurs to do business in a new way. We are helping a lot of new sellers to start their e-commerce business and get their first customers and start doing business online. We have served over hundreds of thousands of SMEs who have done business and new business thanks to JUMIA. And we have helped hundreds of thousands of customers access, services in a new way and in a very convenient way. So it has had a lot of impact so far. But again, I want to believe that's only the beginning of a long, long, long journey.
What is your purpose on Earth?
That's a very interesting question, and very interesting question. I think definitely is to try to make the world a better place in very simple terms. I think if we all aspire to that, the world would be a better place, and it's very simple. It doesn't mean that we need to do always big things, but let's try to have a positive impact in the sense that we create opportunities to make the world a better place, whether it's by doing very simple things with the people you know, but I think it's just trying to leave a positive impact, take the world and leave it with something more positive than before you were here. Very simple. I think we all have to be very humble, and not all of us, and not me, nobody's going to change the world. Nobody's going to, it's not about, it's not about counting the number of things that you do, etc. It's just about creating great things around you in very simple ways.
How did you get to this height?
So look, I think height is very relative, and I don't think I'm very high. I don't think I'm very low. I think I'm where I am. I think everyone is where he is or where she is. It's not a race. It's not about who's the highest or whatever. I think everything is very relative, and I learned throughout my career that you can feel that you're very high, and then the next day you can see that you're not that high. So I think grass is always greener. Sorry, if you look, I think everything is very relative. So I don't think that I'm very high. I think I'm where I am because I worked very hard, and I, was lucky enough, and I had a little dose of courage to capture the opportunities when they were here, to take the right amount of risk when the opportunity was here. But it's, 95% hard work, then maybe 1% luck and 4% guts.
How do you want to be remembered? What would be your legacy?
Look, it depends who it depends who I consider, right? But I think I care a lot about, of course, the family. I care a lot about, obviously, the people I work with. I think if I think about the people I work with, very likely I will be remembered for now as someone who's very demanding, but at the same time fair. I think if you asked, that's what people would tell you. I think from my friends and my family, I want to be someone who is reliable, someone they can, look up to, and who's going to be here when they need them.
What words of advice do you have for the younger and older generation looking up to you as a source of inspiration?
So I would say that, when there is a will, there is a way. You just have to put a lot of passion in what you do. And you just have to put a lot of hard work. Whatever you do, if you work very hard, you're going to achieve a lot of things. Then, if you get a bit of luck in the process, then you're going to achieve even greater things. But at the end of the day, it's going to be about, the will and the passion and the hard work you put in things. If you put those ingredients, you're going to get somewhere. Definitely. Then you just have to be a bit lucky, and you're going to go even, further down the road, but already if you put those three things, you're going to get 95% on the way. So I think be always optimistic and put the right ingredients in the system, and you're going to achieve great things.
As a challenge, the following people whose lives are worthy of emulation were nominated.
So my first challenge will be to Fatou Mataba, who is an amazing woman who has been working with JUMIA for many years now, and I think can be very inspiring to a lot of women in Africa. And I think there's a great future for women in Africa, and I care very much about this. In the same sense, I will also challenge Juliet, who's an amazing Nigerian woman, also an amazing mother, and can inspire a lot of people, I think, in Africa. I will also challenge Will, my friend Will, who's basically leading a big effort to make the NBA very famous in Africa. I think this is an amazing thing that you are doing, and I would challenge you to come and do the same thing. And then I will have a special thought for Adi. Adi was one of the very first people who believed in JUMIA and he was one of the main contributors of the success of JUMIA because he provided to a great extent, the capital that we needed back in the days to get JUMIA really started. So I will challenge those 4 people to come and talk and inspire more people.
This information is accurate as of December 2016 and does not reflect subsequent edits. This recording is distributed under the terms of PagePedia.com.